FAQ. What is XRP's current price? XRP is trading at $2.42 as of November 11, 2025. How much has XRP moved today? XRP is down 5% today but up 8% over the past week. Where is XRP support and resistance right now? Key support sits at $2.30 to $2.35, with resistance at $2.55 to $2.60. Is XRP trending bullish or bearish? XRP shows mixed signals with short-term strength but long-term weakness. Let's start today's video. XRP slips but holds the line. Is a market rebound sizzling or fizzling out? XRP is trading at $2.42 to $2.43 and 75 hundredths over the last hour as of November 11, 2025, down 5% on the day but still clinging to an 8% gain for the week. The cryptocurrency's market capitalization hovers at $145 billion, backed by a decent 24-hour trading volume of $4.45 billion. Price action today has ranged between $2.42 and $2.58, suggesting a narrowing band of indecision amid cooling momentum. XRP chart outlook. The 1-hour chart signals XRP is experiencing a mild bearish drift after failing to sustain its hold above $2.58. Short-term resistance has coalesced around the $2.50 to $2.55 zone, while support remains thin at $2.40 to $2.42. The structure reveals a sequence of lower highs and a tentative bounce at $2.41 and 12 hundredths, hinting at early-stage accumulation, though sellers are clearly still calling the shots. A brief surge in volume above $2.42 to $2.44 could revive scalping opportunities, but a breach below $2.40 would likely crack the structure and reignite short-term downside pressure. Zooming out to the 4-hour chart, XRP staged a bullish breakout from $2.16 to $2.58 but has since seen momentum dry up. Lower highs and dwindling bullish candle bodies reflect a weakening push by buyers. While the breakout was confirmed by a spike in volume, the lack of follow-through underscores exhaustion. A retest near $2.35 to $2.40 could act as a litmus test for strength. If the asset can hold that ground without dipping below $2.30, consolidation might reset for another leg upward. But a fall under $2.30 likely opens the door for a move back toward $2.15. The daily chart is a lesson in tactical patience. XRP has carved out a double bottom pattern near $2.10 and bounced with conviction toward the $2.55 to $2.60 resistance zone. However, recent candles are showing hesitation as volume cools and the market looks for direction. Support remains strong around $2.25 to $2.30, and unless that floor cracks, a base building phase could continue. A decisive move above $2.60 would be required to break the current standoff and possibly lift the target toward $2.80. On the oscillator front, the data is the portrait of neutrality with a dash of passive-aggressive indecision. The Relative Strength Index, RSI, stands at 48.68, the stochastic at 60.65, and the Commodity Channel Index, CCI, at 15.81, each screaming neutrality from the rooftops. The Average Directional Index, ADX, at 36.57, confirms the lack of a dominant trend. The Awesome Oscillator, negative 0.07625, mirrors the same unbothered stance. Momentum, clocking in at negative 0.07431, is the only indicator leaning negative, while the Moving Average Convergence Divergence, MACD, via the daily at negative 0.05718 bucks. The trend with a rare signal of upward interest. As for moving averages, it's a power struggle between short-term optimism and long-term skepticism. The exponential moving average, EMA, for 10 and 20 periods are sitting at $2.39 and $2.42, respectively, aligned with the simple moving average, SMA 10 at $2.35, each suggesting upward interest. But beyond the 30-period mark, the tide turns. Both EMA and SMA, 30, 50, 100, and 200, paint a dimmer picture flagging a bearish undertow. The 200-period SMA and EMA at $2.63 and $2.58 respectively are particularly telling. XRP still has ground to cover if it wants to convince the long-range models it means business. Bottom line, XRP is juggling its bullish ambitions with bearish undertones. Until the price cracks out of its $2.35 to $2.55 no man's land, this is a technical tug-of-war without a clear winner. The wick's still sizzling, but it might sputter and quit like a diva with no spotlight. Bull verdict. If XRP holds the $2.35 support and volume revives above $2.55, the groundwork is in place for a renewed push toward $2.80. Short-term moving averages are aligned with upward momentum, and the MACD, moving average convergence divergence, still whispers in favor of strength. A clean break above $2.60 would likely signal the bulls aren't done yet. They're just catching their breath. Bear verdict. With fading volume, bearish signals from long-term moving averages, and key support levels under pressure, XRP's momentum is skating on thin ice. A decisive break below $2.30 could trigger a sharp retracement toward $2.10, or lower. Unless bulls reclaim $2.55 with conviction, the bears are quietly tightening their grip. FAQ: what is XRP's current price? XRP is trading at $2.42 as of November 11, 2025. How much has XRP moved today? XRP is down 5% today, but up 8% over the past week. Where is XRP support and resistance right now? Key support sits at $2.30 to $2.35, with resistance at $2.55 to $2.60. Is XRP trending bullish or bearish? XRP shows mixed signals with short-term strength but long-term weakness.